Lord.
Hello, lemon heads and beyond. Hello, world. It's 5 o'clock Eastern time, or a little past 5 o'clock Eastern time. You see that ugly mug right there on the screen. I shouldn't say ugly mug. I should say very handsome gentleman. And
You're
that
so
is
mean. You're so fucking mean.
why are you so mean to me?
You're so mean to me. You invite me on your show, and then you're just like, look at ugly. Okay, great.
Oh my God, you sound like every. I'm not going to.
Every MAGA woman.
I was going to say every drunk girl I know.
Oh, don't you love that? Do you ever get that when you're walking the dog at night? Oh my God, I love your dog. Can I pet your dog? Like, no. Can I hold your hair while you barf? Oh my God, I love your dog. So cute. Oh my God.
They're always tipsy though.
Oh God, yeah. That's how they live. Yeah. You guys.
We were having a conversation this morning. We'll get to our show in a minute, by the way. We were having a conversation this morning about, we saw some brides, like a bachelorette party on the street, and everybody was like, we're walking with a group of people, all like mixed white, black men, women, and everybody was like, oh, those people, and then the veil on. It's like they come in, they ruin the bar, they ruin the restaurant. You're like, oh my God, it's the bachelorette party. No.
I mean, back when I was a party girl, like, and I was in the bars and hitting the gay bars, it just was like it was just a boner killer when they would roll in with their bachelorette party. I'm like,
and the penis drinks with the penis straws.
You guys, shots. Let's do shots. Oh, fuck.
So I guess that is for today. That would be our honorable mention, bachelorette party girls. Anyway, good evening, everybody. Welcome to, I was going to say Lemon Live at 5. No, but it is the sour lemon of the week. And boy, George Hahn is here. George is just a man about town. He knows everything. I love George. He's one of my favorite people on social media, on digital media, on streaming. He's just the best. George Hahn is here, friend of the show. I almost did the show outside today, and it would have been the third time that you're on. A coincidence that I wanted to do the show outside, so I decided to come inside. It's a little chilly outside. Okay, George, we had an embarrassment of riches when we were trying to pick the sour lemon of the week, and so you're the perfect person to help us get us through this. What a week! What a chaotic, exhausting week. We learned a great deal about Elon Musk's alleged reported drug use throughout the 2024 election. We saw the Trump administration go to war against Harvard University, and we watched RFK Jr. unleash his Maha madness upon this country's pandemic prevention program. Now, as I tell you every Friday, you guys know this, in these times, all you can do is laugh or cry, and so we choose to laugh. So welcome to our 14th Sour Lemon Special, my friends, number 14. My hilarious voice this Friday needs no introduction. You know him, you love him. There's George Hahn. He is a writer, humorist, style consultant, and a dear friend of the show. George, great to have you back for our. No, is this your third? Well, you were on the show. It wasn't officially a Sour Lemon Special, so welcome back to the second Sour Lemon Special that you've been on, right?
That sounds about right, yeah. And I'm also looking at your comment thread here. A lot of Clevelanders here because the folks know that I'm a Cleveland boy.
Yeah.
And that's so nice to see. Hi, if any Cleveland people. Hi.
Hi, Cleveland folks. Okay, look, we report news on this show as well as sort of laugh at ourselves and everyone else. People should have a sense of humor, okay? So are you ready to dig into this, Mr. George Hahn?
Yes, please.
Okay, so first up, our first contestant is Elon Musk. And I want to put up, this is the article from the New York Times, and I got someone texted me this morning saying we would like you to comment on this because you did the interview, and you actually were the only person who had the guts or actually the journalistic integrity to ask him about this. And here we are. You know that interview I did with Elon Musk last year?
Yes,
was
we do.
it was prescient. I mean, it's kind of crazy. All of these things are coming back. So on the campaign trail, Elon Musk juggled drugs and family drama. This is according to the New York Times. As Mr. Musk entered President Trump's orbit, his private life grew increasingly tumultuous, and his drug use was more intense than previously known. And so, what say you about this? Because look, we don't want to get into the details of this unless you want to, but there are some pretty stunning allegations in here. From a legitimate news source.
Yeah. First of all, let's just make it crystal that like drugs don't make you a better performer. I think Dennis Hopper, rest his soul, had one of my favorite lines about drugs that I ever heard. And that's a guy who went around the bend and back and around again in his time on this planet as a drug addict and then a sober person. But the line is this, that the drugs, the drinking, the drugs, whatever, the drugs work for you for a while until you start working for them. And Musk, this illusion that, you're doing your best work when you get a little hit is bullshit. Like, let's break that hallucination, number one. Number two, this is a story we keep hearing over and over again about him, that he likes the ketamine. When I was a party girl, we called it Special K.
Special
It was
K, or just
a
K.
party drug. Yeah.
Yeah, and
It was a
how many
party
people
drug.
did you see back in the day, helicopters flying onto Fire Island because someone went to a K-hole?
Yeah.
To rush them to the hospital, you know what I'm saying?
There was a slide at Club USA in Times Square called the K-hole.
I remember that slide.
Right?
Yeah.
So, it's not a small thing. This is, especially for a guy who was apparently given the keys to quite a bit. Not cute. It's not cute.
Well, the internet is talking, and also the reporters are also pointing this out today, that he was in the Oval Office, and they were pointing out his behavior, especially on the day that this story came out. And so everyone's watching him very closely. And this is what happened in the Oval Office today. George, watch this.
Well, it's a very sad case. It's a case we win. We can't lose that case because we have the right to make grants. We're not going to make any grants like that. But I don't think Harvard's been acting very nicely. I think Columbia wants to get to the bottom of the problem. They've acted very well. And there are other institutions, too, that are acting, but Harvard's trying to be a big shot. And all that happens is every 3 days we find another 100.
So anyways,
wow.
I'm not there. I don't know. And I haven't given him a blood test. But yeah, what do you think?
There was footage of him making similar sort of movement at the inauguration. I don't know if you remember that. He just kind of looked like either he was, teleporting to Mars and back or something. Like that was really kind of like what it looked like. Is it the drugs kicking in? Is it the drug after effect? Or is it just because of the fact that the guy is fucking weird from go? Pardon my français, but I don't know. Like none of us knows unless we're in the room, but it's just, he is Elon Musk engaging in strange behavior, gestures, comments, body language. That's not new. The only thing that's different is that we're seeing more of it, and up close and personal.
Look,
and in the Oval Office.
Look,
again, not a good look.
Yeah, I will say, if it is, then anyone in that position, I think, should get some help. And I don't want to shame anyone who has an issue, but the stories that are coming out are extremely explosive, I believe. So look, this was his last day, they say, in Washington as an official White House employee, temporary employee, because he could only work, I believe it was 134, 135 days. And then, he recently slammed the big, beautiful bill, right? He came out against President Trump. And I guess they were trying to show today that there is a unity here and that it is legit that he is just leaving because of that. But he entered the Oval Office again today with a black eye, and reporters questioned him about that. And they did question him about this report as well. And I don't know if he talked about it. But anyway, here's them questioning about the black eye.
Well, I wanted to ask quickly, Mr. Musk, what is your eye okay? What happened to your eye? I noticed there's a bruise there.
Well, it wasn't. I wasn't anywhere near France, so.
What does that mean?
No,
I didn't notice it.
First lady of France.
Slapped,
I didn't notice.
I just wasn't around with little X, and I said, "Go ahead, punch me in the face," and he did. Turns out, even a 5-year-old punching you in the face actually does.
That was X that did?
Yeah.
X could do it. If you knew X, you
I
could
saw
do
his
it.
mom right now. But I didn't really feel much at the time, and then I guess it bruises up. But I just wasn't around with the kids.
I didn't notice it, actually.
President Trump, I got one. I know that you try to stay pretty.
Okay, so that is Elon Musk. All right, we don't need to play him the big beautiful bill we played. We saw him saying he did not like it. So that is contestant number one. What say you? You saw the black eye, right?
Even his kid wants to hit him. And also, this is a guy who is so mad that people don't laugh at his jokes. Like, this is a guy who is so mad. Who is it? There was a great clip. I'll put it on my threads and I'll try to throw it up on Blue Sky. I don't know who the guys were, but they were breaking down Elon Musk in the sense that he spent all this money on, the hair plugs, whatever he's had done with his face, to be a 5. Like, this guy is so mad that people aren't hot for him and think he's hilarious. And that's the stupid joke about I wasn't in France is vintage Musk. He's not funny and he thinks he's hilarious. And the sort of flying monkeys that he keeps around him probably think it's a riot. But he loves that. He wants the applause. He likes the adulation and the laughter. And if you don't give that to him, he's going to get pissy about it. He's so unfunny. And so, quite frankly, I don't find him interesting. I think he's boring as hell.
Really?
Yes. I mean, he would be interesting if he weren't in front of a camera so much. He's got a great personality for print.
Are you there?
Don't you think? I'm right here, baby.
I thought I lost you for a second. It's like when people say you have a face for radio, but he has a great personality for print. I guess. Well, I mean, look, look at Tim Cook. All right. Yeah.
That's a very successful CEO. It's a very successful businessman. Tim Cook acts like a CEO should. Tim Cook acts like he is responsible for shareholder happiness. Like he's doing his job. Elon Musk, I don't know what. It's ego. It's attention. It's all manner of weirdness. And I'm really glad that he's out of political life, at least in America.
Well, they said he's not. They are saying he's not going away for good. So we'll
see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Okay. So he is up against RFK Jr.
And also Elon, by the way, that outfit, he looks like a bouncer at a lesbian bar. There, I said it.
What was that? A Godfather T-shirt or something? I can't.
Doge father.
Oh, Doge father. Okay.
Isn't he clever?
Yeah. RFK Jr. is next. Reporter grills Levitt about HHS fake studies. Did you see this thing where there's these fake studies that were fake reports that were fake studies that were put into these reports that they're putting out? Mm-hmm. They're using these fake studies that they had never meant, that folks have been looking for them, and like, these studies don't exist. And then also they're using AI. A reporter questioned Caroline Levitt about it in the White House yesterday. Watch.
This investigation found that the Hallmark Maha Commission report that was released last week cites studies that appear to not exist. We know that because, in part, we reached out to some of the listed authors who said that they didn't write the studies cited. So I want to ask, does the White House have confidence that the information coming from HHS can be trusted?
Yes, we have complete confidence in Secretary Kennedy and his team at HHS. I understand there were some formatting issues with the Maha report that are being addressed, and the report will be updated, but it does not negate the substance of the report, which, as you know, is one of the most transformative health reports that has ever been released by the federal government, and is backed on good science that has never been recognized by the federal government.
And a quick follow-up, can you talk about what tools or research goes into production of these kinds of reports? For instance, is it AI that's used to put together these reports now?
I can't speak to that. I would defer you to the Department of Health and Human Services. What I know is just what I told you.
She would defer you
Mhm.
to that department. Not refer, but she would defer you to that department, FYI. So
She meant to say I defer to, right?
yeah.
Or I
Yeah.
would refer you. Tracy Flick is quite the team player, isn't she? Quite
What?
the team. Our mutual friend Kara Swisher uses that moniker, and I think it's perfect.
And calls her Tracy Flick. That is from what's the movie?
Election.
Election. Yes. Oh my gosh.
Worth a rewatch.
Kara Swisher is so brilliant. I mean, come on, Kara Swisher for the win, for the
her.
Tracy Flick win.
I love her. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
And it works. And yeah, Tracy Flick there. Caroline is quite the team player.
Yeah. So again, allegedly, reportedly using AI, and she said,
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that. I would defer you to whatever that department is.
Well, wasn't the women, one of the scientists or somebody who was credited as an author, a co-author, or somebody, wasn't she, somebody got a hold of her and she's like, this isn't me. I didn't write this. I didn't say this stuff. Like,
yeah. And there were that, and I believe reportedly someone came out and said they misinterpreted my report. They misconstrued my report because that's not exactly what the report says. And also in that press conference, she said, man, maybe she should be on the Sour Lemon of the Week. You know, this, I mean, like every week you just can't.
Caroline?
Yeah, she would.
She could be a standing lemon. She could standing sour lemon, like, and maybe she is kind of like, you know, one of the bars people have to hit.
Maybe like a rotten lemon or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, she said it was a transformative. She said what they're doing in the report is transformative. And what else did she say? They're using really good science and studies that have never been used before by the United States or have been ignored or something, which means they have no legitimacy. I think that's right. Boom. That means they have no legitimacy. Also, RFK. This is not about her. This is about RFK. So anyway, the Maha fake report that was put out by him. The alleged fake reports using fake studies, and then the Washington Post is reporting that RFK Jr. is terminating bird flu. Say that 3 times fast. Bird flu pandemic research. So, are we in for another pandemic because of this guy?
Who knows? I mean, you know what we have here? The dumbest Kennedy. It's just the dumbest Kennedy. You know, what's her name? What's his wife's name? The actress.
Oh, Cheryl Hines.
Cheryl, so excited. I married a Kennedy. Great, girl. You got the dumbest one. You went to the bottom of the barrel, Kennedy. The one that was slamming H for years. The one who sounds like a broken Ford Edsel, you know, and with skin that looks like burnt pineapple leather. What shade of raisin is that? We've got this guy swimming literally in shit creek. I'm not even figuratively saying that. He is literally swimming in shit creek with children.
He is. What was that thing he was swimming in? And I mean, I'm surprised he's not like glowing, right? Or radioactive.
It's having an adverse effect. It's making him darker.
Someone is saying
burning.
Gene Kennedy.
Oh.
Timu Kennedy.
Oh. What shade of skin is that? All right, this guy, let's start with SPF, Bobby. Gonna talk about it. That's it. What is that?
Orange. Not orange.
Do you remember in the Crayola 64 box, we had burnt sienna? That's Bobby Kennedy. Orange.
Let me see if it looks red. It looks red, but I think it looks red only because, let me fix it.
Are you watching us on your TV?
I have the comments up on the television.
Oh my gosh, you're so multitasking.
I know, isn't it crazy? And then I also have, look how fancy I am. I have the lighting. I can, look at that. Change.
Oh my God, you got your finger in all kinds of pies. Your Donnie Pie hands.
I know. Wow. Everyone's like, I love how Don multitasks. I look at the comments. I look at what's on the deck here, like what sound bites or elements we have. I am looking at my notes. I'm looking at the time to see when I have to read our ad.
And ladies and gentlemen, he's making an omelet.
And I'm making an omelet. And I'm like looking at and I'm reading my dog eye rinse that I have to put in. And I have my Zbiotics here. And I have my book here that I am to talk about when I go on to Jen
Oh my
Psaki tonight.
God.
I'm going on with the Jen Psaki tonight on the MSNBC, and we're going to
Doing
talk
some
about the
sake.
book. And yeah, we're going to talk about my interview with Elon Musk, and we're going to talk about the book that I wrote about Elon Musk as well. So I'm going on with the Jen Psaki. Do you watch the MSNBC and the Jen Psaki?
I don't. I don't have the cable. And I like Jen
don't?
Psaki a lot. I think she's a smart cookie. I think she's really
I
sharp.
do. So George Hahn, speaking of the time, boy, look at the time. We got to go.
Look at us.
Look at the time. Okay, stand by, George, because I want to get a word in from our sponsors, okay?
Okay.
And so it's interesting that I'm holding this because guess what? Support comes from today for the Don Lemon Show, comes from Zbiotics. I got to tell you about a game-changing product that I use a night before when I go out for drinks, right? Before I go out on a night of drinking or just having a couple cocktails. It's called pre-alcohol. Zbiotics pre-alcohol probiotic drink is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists who tackle rough mornings after drinking. So here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in your gut, and it just kind of sits there in it, right? It is the buildup of this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for rough days after drinking. Pre-alcohol produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. So just remember to make pre-alcohol, this little thingy, right? Your first drink of the night, drink responsibly, and you'll feel your best tomorrow. I told you how I use it. I'm going to something a little bit later on after the Jen Psaki show and on the MSNBC. And guess what? I will do my prebiotic, my pre-alcohol, or my Zbiotic, my pre-alcohol, and I'm going to go and I'll wake up tomorrow morning feeling fine. Okay, so here's what you do. Go to zbiotics.com/lemon to learn more about this and to get 15% off your first order when you use Lemon at checkout. Zbiotics is backed with a 100% money back guarantee. So if you're unsatisfied for any reason, they're going to refund your money. No questions asked. Remember to head to zbiotics.com/lemon and use the code lemon at checkout for 15% off. Okay. And support for the Don Lemon Show today also comes from MSI United States. This is a very important and incredibly important thing that I want to tell you about. Right now, around the world, a real tragedy is unfolding. Women are facing a major crisis. Cuts to foreign aid for modern, safe contraception are putting lives in jeopardy. But there is this organization, MSI Reproductive Choices, an international charity. It has been providing vital care to women in 36 countries for years. MSIUnitedStates.org is a website where you can find out more. They have launched the Choice Emergency Fund to replace USAID funding cuts. Very important, okay? 257 million women can't access the contraception that they would need to put them in control of their lives. Imagine that. No access to contraception because either you live too far from a health center or you simply cannot afford it. So MSI can provide a woman with contraception for a whole year for just $6.50. You can give a woman a year of freedom from worry for just $6.50. Real impact here. So go to MSIUnitedStates.org. Or you can text Lemon, my last name, to 511-511. To be clear, that's M as in modern, S as in safe, and I as in informed, MSIUnitedStates.org. Or again, you can just text Lemon to 511-511. It says here that MSI has great ratings with Charity Navigator and with Candid, and that 94% of your gift goes to charitable activities. So MSIUnitedStates.org, text that, or you can text 511-511, Lemon to 511-511. Text fees may apply. Now back to the George Hahn. George, listen, I know I got to get my ads. You're laughing at me.
No, I love the George Hahn. And also, I love the fact that you have ads now. Like, 'twas not always thus, right?
That's a big thing, right?
Yeah.
It was
Nice.
not always thus. Nice.
Nice.
I know at first, like people are like, you're reading ads. I'm like, yeah.
Daddy got to feed the dog.
You got to pay the bills.
Thank you.
I got mouths to feed. And
I got panties to show off. Got to keep my OnlyFans kicking. I'm kidding.
Are you wearing a plaid skirt?
My loneliness is killing me.
And a little see-through halter top.
Oh. Dude, if anybody ever did that in bed, I'd be like, out. Out.
That's a total inside joke. There may be only a handful of people who know what we're talking about right now. Don't you think?
Oh, God.
I know.
Immediate ejection.
Anyway, let's get back to our sour lemon of the week. Your favorite person and mine. Guess who? Stephen Miller. The Daily Beast is reporting that. Look at this. Look at what the Daily Beast is reporting about Stephen Miller. I mean, do you feel bad for him? They're saying basically that Stephen Miller is his wife. That Musk
Is that his
stole
wife there?
That's his wife there on the left. Musk takes Stephen Miller's wife as Trump aide rage tweets, as he rage tweets, meaning Stephen Miller is rage tweeting, or they said that he's subtweeting. Again, this is a reporting. I'm not saying this, but they are. Doge advisor Katie Miller expected to join the tech billionaire as he departs the White House. Now, look, she was under the same terms as him. She can only work 135 days. The reason that they did it because they were trying to say that there were temporary employees and advisors, right? And then if they only work 135 days out of 365, you know the story, right? They don't have to give financial disclosures and there's not a conflict of interest, okay? So, but they said, the word on the street, reportedly, allegedly, she put, that Stephen Miller put her in charge of Elon Musk to do his comms and his press. And basically that was to keep an eye on him, right? To maybe to control him. And then all of a sudden, boom, backfires. That's the report. What you think?
Good luck, first of all, trying to control Musk with anything. And also, you know it sucks for you when one might look at Elon Musk as a sort of, in terms of the company you keep, as an upgrade. Like, oh, God, that's gotta hurt. You know, right in the nuts. Because Stephen Miller, good God. I don't think you, like, you know, yeah, there's not an amount of money.
Since you said that about upgrading, there's a TikToker again, and this is what the internet is saying. And folks, you saw the Daily Beast reporting this. A TikToker wondered the same thing. Which one is an upgrade? This TikToker alleges that Musk and Miller's, they're involved in some weird sex scandal. Here it is.
Ew.
So the DC rumor mill has it that Stephen Miller, his wife Katie Miller, and Elon Musk were in some sort of thruple situation. The original intent was that Katie Miller would serve as a sort of honeypot, which would enable Stephen Miller to control, in some sense, Elon Musk. Well, today, Elon Musk left Doge, and he's apparently taking Katie Miller with him. Apparently, Stephen Miller is currently subtweeting angrily at Elon Musk. So my question is, hypothetically speaking, if Katie Miller did really leave Stephen Miller for Elon Musk, is that an upgrade or a downgrade? I can't decide because Stephen Miller and Elon Musk are both objectively horrible. One thing is for certain, Katie Miller has horrible taste in men. And in a strange way, that comforts me because I've always had a broken picker, but at least my taste in men isn't as bad as Katie Miller's.
I like her. I want to have lunch with her.
Look at what May Money says. I don't want any of this.
May Money, I'm with you, girl. Good Lord. You know what? Everything we're learning about these people is against our will. You know? Oh, God.
You don't want to know?
God. No. Oh.
Do you believe it's true?
Do I believe it's true? I don't put anything past them.
Now, you know that conservatives, Republicans love to call people cucks, right? Do you know what a cuck is?
Refresh.
Basically, it is used to sort of sit and watch as someone else pleasures your person.
No,
you know
I want to get in there. No. Depends on who we're talking about here. Like, wait a minute. We're friends here. Like, you know, it depends on who we're talking about. Like, I'm not cucking or anything else ucking with Elon Musk and Stephen Miller. There's no ucking with George isn't in the room. George isn't in the building. You know, you're gonna have to spray that shit down.
Yeah.
Before I re-enter that room.
Wow.
No. But cuck, like, no. What you just described is like, if it were two people I was like hot for, I'm not watching. I want to go in.
Well,
a lot of information.
But then that's not what it is, because
Welcome to my house.
You sit in the corner and you watch, and this is from the Democrats' official page. Can you believe this shit? This is the Democrats, and then they just did at Stephen Miller. They're calling him a cuck and put the cuck chair.
That's genius.
Right? This is
That's
the energy we need from
genius.
Democrats.
Oh God, that's good. Oh, whoever did that, A+, Democrats. That's what I'm talking about.
And it's the chair in the corner of the bedroom, Hunty.
God damn it. Hunty. Wow, that's gorgeous. Now, in this context, I'm in. That's so good.
You're in.
I'm in for that whole like commentary. That's really funny.
Yeah. And look at the lighting. And then can you imagine?
It's so sad.
Poor Steven sitting there. Oh my God.
No, poor Steven, nothing. He gets everything. He deserves everything bad that happens to him.
I agree. Jess R. Finally, Democrats. Thank you.
Yeah.
I agree. Well done, sir, ma'am. Exactly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Finally, Democrats are paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. And George will too. Sensational.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Right?
Very, very funny. I like it.
I love
That's
that you
good.
almost fell out of your cuck chair.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm cucking right here. I'm cucking. George, what did you do today? Don Lemon taught me what cuck is.
You don't know that, George. Come on. Where have you been? I wouldn't know what it is unless the only reason I know is one, I would pay attention to conservative media when I was in traditional media, and there's always like someone was a cuck or someone would write that about me. I'm like, I don't even know what that is. Or, it's if you go on the Bro, you watch the Bro podcast in the Manosphere, they're always talking about somebody's a cuck. Yeah. Cuckold. It stands for cuckold. Do you know what cuckold is, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's what it is.
I got it.
All right. Candace Owens is up, contestant number 4. Candace Owens is contestant number 4. Owens we have her because of this moment, okay? Brigitte Macron and the slapgate on the plane in Vietnam. And this is why we're going to show you the tape, and then we'll show you why Candace Owens is part of our Sour Lemons. Let's show you the tape of what's happening on the plane. Do we have the plane? Look at his face. Watch it. He's funny. What?
He had it coming, clearly.
I know. To me, that was like a.
By the way, can we talk about his tailoring? Just enough shirt cuff. He's got the right proportions of collar. Yeah. It's just chef's kiss. He knows how to do it.
He's a very handsome man, by the way,
and well tailored. Like he's got it. He's got it. And he sticks to the navy blue. He's coloring inside the lines, and he's doing it beautifully. Yeah.
I was coming out of the studio one day,
and
he was coming through the door with all of the security, and I went, "Hey," and he goes, "Hi." I guess he recognized me, right? And I was like, "Hi," and I got the picture with him. He is very, very, very handsome, and not a tall man, but was very kind to me. And I like someone with a sense of humor. And if you've been in a relationship, right?
For a few minutes,
you play around, like you kind of play around. I didn't think that they were fighting. It was something that was untoward, but people have their feelings about it. They got all in their feelings. I think she just gave him a smush face and said, "Get out of here. I don't care if you're the president. I'm the wife."
That's my kind of relationship. I like it. Like you, like that's what whatever. And maybe he did piss her off. Who gives a shit? Like, I think what we saw was a private moment.
Yeah. So my thing is, though, but would you sit here for that?
And watch it on a loop
or this?
Maybe. Oh, wow. All right. So wait. So why is Candace Owens up our ass about this?
Because you haven't heard this. Where have you been? Candace Owens has been saying this about Brigitte Macron for a little bit of time right now, and this only elevated it and it got people to talking about it again. Here's Candace Owens.
Time for you to wake up. So we will start from the top here with a photo of Brigitte Macron. Real name, Jean-Michel Trogneux. That person that you are looking at on the right is not a woman. Okay? Here is a photo, by the way. Just over the years, Jean-Michel Trogneux, as he became Brigitte, as I said, the evidence for this is overwhelming. That second photo, I believe they found a photo of him at a pride parade when he was just living as a homosexual man. That next photo is when the transition began, if I recall correctly, and that's a photo from the professor years. And the professor years of Brigitte Macron is when he statutorily Emmanuel Macron. Those are not the prerequisites, by the way. Like to becoming a leader of a world country, you got to like be in drama class, like Zelensky. You got to be a homosexual, like a lot of them tend to be. And are the new prerequisites that you need to have something in your closet like this, and the entire state is going to work feverishly to protect the secret?
What happened to her?
She sure is obsessed with homosexuality, isn't she?
Yeah, she loves the gay dick. What happened to her? What is her, like, seriously, what happened in her life? Did she fall on her head? Like, who was mean to her? What happened to her? Why is she like that? What's her problem?
Well, I think, in my opinion, is that I always say about folks like that, it's the shortest line to the front. And so, she gets to the front of the line, she gets the attention to be in that space. Because if you are a woman of color and you're just sort of your run-of-the-mill Democrat, right, or liberal, or a person, even if you're a Republican and you're just you are sensible, it doesn't really get you anywhere. But if you are outlandish and you say outrageous things and you give conspiracy theories, and you are by many accounts a horrible human being, you get to the front of the line and people talk about you. And you make a lot of money as well.
Is that the same true for Megyn Kelly?
I think it's the truth for a lot of them, but I don't know. I think
they seem to go for like the shock value.
Well, that's Megan's whole thing.
Pushing the rage button. I mean, she is one angry seeming woman.
Which one are you talking about? Both of them?
Well, both of them really, but Megyn I see more of in my feed, like clips. And she's clearly alienated the gays, because no gay man is responsible for that hair.
For both of them.
since she shipped out to the suburbs, she can't get a good haircut. What the fuck is that?
I don't know. It's like a stripper.
She looks like an asshole.
Yeah.
So but like, it's so angry. And I watch these people like them, and I don't mean just women. I mean the Dan Bonginos of the world. But with women, I think they're coming from a different direction. Why they're so angry? God, Candace Owens is one bitter person.
Yeah. Dan Bongino was on our list because now he's crying about, maybe he'll get honorable mention, but he is crying now about, saying that the FBI being a part of it the FBI has ruined his life. I think he says his wife left him. Have you seen that? Do we have that interview, guys? We'll put it up. We'll do it in an honorable mention section. But let me just say, as far as what Candace Owens is reporting, this is Snopes. And also there are others that have been debunking this entire thing. No, France's First Lady Brigitte Macron isn't trans. And by the way, her brother Jean that she mentioned died in 2019. And so the photographs where she's saying it's him or it looks like him, it looks like her. Well, I mean, I look like my siblings. I'm just saying. But anyway, there's no evidence. So I can't tell you why these folks are so angry. I think, well, Dan Bongino too. Isn't Dan Bongino a man of color? Isn't he? Is he?
I think he's Italian. Italian X.
Italian X. Okay.
Bongino, ciao. Yeah.
I thought he was a brown person. I have no idea what he is, but Bongino. But I mean, he can still be a man of color. He can still be a man of color and be Bongino. So I think that especially for people of color, and then maybe women feel that in order to sort of get ahead, that they've got to, play a different sort of game. Because you were talking about Megyn and Candace. I don't know what does it, but a lack of morals, maybe.
Or, no scruples. I mean, they do kind of whatever it takes to get, into the news cycle, get mentioned, get talked about, get in, to effervesce.
Yeah.
In the media landscape.
And using other people to do it, which is,
wow, what a thing to say about the First Lady of France. That's
And because
horrible.
that's what Christians do, right? And they all profess to be Christians.
She's not a Christian. She's
and
an
God
asshole.
loving.
She's
And
not a Christian.
God-fearing and Bible loving. And yeah.
She's another word that sounds like cuck, but isn't.
I don't know what that is.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't, and I don't choose to know. Whatever that word is,
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's not in my vocabulary. So the next two are Stephen Miller's up against Candace Owens, and we're going to give you some of the results of some of this right after this. So I got to pay some more bills. Okay, can you please stand by, sir? Because support for the Don Lemon Show comes from Shopify today. The origins of this show were just a dream, and now it is a dream fulfilled. You are listening to it or watching it, okay? But too many of us, they let it remain just a dream, owning your own business, starting your own e-commerce store, whatever it is. So don't hold yourself back thinking, what if I don't have the skills? What if I can't do it alone? Turn those what ifs into what nots with Shopify by your side, okay? So Shopify is the e-commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world. 10% of all e-commerce in the US, from household names to brands just getting started, it is part of Shopify. The Don Lemon Show, when we launch our merch store, by the way, which I'm going to give you a sneak preview. It's going to launch next week, okay? It's going to be on a Shopify platform, okay? So here's what you need to do. Stop worrying so much. Check out Shopify. It is you cannot lose with this because you're going to get, it's a $1 for your first month, okay? They've got all the templates you need in order to start your business, all the help, 24/7 award-winning customer service. So turn your dreams into and give them the best shot at success with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial. I mean, really, and start selling today at shopify.com/lemon. Go to shopify.com/lemon, shopify.com/lemon. Turn your dreams into. Okay, support also comes from the Wild Alaskan Company. I love fish. I like to trust my fish. You know, there can be lots of things wrong with it, iodine and all those things. Well, you don't have to worry about that with Wild Alaskan Company, okay? Because they have everything. The nutrition is great. The taste is great. Sustainability, all of it works, okay? So the Wild Alaskan Company is the best way to get wild, caught, perfectly proportioned, nutrient-dense seafood delivered directly to your door. Trust me, you haven't tasted fish this good. Wild Alaskan is 100% wild caught, never farmed. That means there are no antibiotics, no GMOs or additives, just clean, real fish that support healthy oceans and fishing communities. Okay, my favorite cod. Tim likes the salmon, I believe, and we both like the tuna. It's all great. Okay, so it supports Wild Alaskan. Every order supports sustainable harvesting practices, and your membership delivers flexible shipments, expert tips, and truly feel-good seafood. 100% money-back guarantee. If you're not happy with your first box, they'll return all of your money. Not all fish are the same. Get seafood that you can trust. Go to wildalaskan.com/lemon for $35 off your first box of premium wild-caught seafood. That's wildalaskan.com/lemon for $35 off your first order. Thanks to Wild Alaskan Company for sponsoring this episode. Back to George Hahn. George.
Hi.
We big time, baby. Let me
I love that Shopify is with you. I had a store with them for a while. I had a great experience with Shopify.
You did? Yeah. Shopify is great. And so if everything that I put, every ad, every sponsor, I have to either use it, believe in it, or really use it. Like MSI. I mean, who wouldn't want to fight for women's reproductive rights around the world, especially if you see what's happening with the funding cuts for USAID? Why wouldn't I encourage people to start their own business and try to make their dreams come true? Why wouldn't I, encourage people to get seafood that is clean, that they can trust, and that goes into their body? And also, you're not going to wake up feeling bad the next morning if you drink that and you drink responsibly. I'm just saying, if it didn't work, I wouldn't be telling you behinds about it. So try it.
Somebody's gonna go party tonight. Somebody's going to party.
Hey, all right. So, should we give some results, producers? Are you there?
We're here.
Let's give a couple results, right? So, just so we don't keep people in suspense. So, we have Elon Musk v. RFK. Do I have the results in my?
Yes, I texted you both round 1 and round 2.
Round 1 results. Wow. Our first round 2 Sour Lemon nominees who should advance to the final round. Are they up on the screen? Because I'm reading my notes now. Of the first 2 Sour Lemon nominees, who should advance? Well, guess what is interesting here? Elon Musk gets 48% for the first round, and RFK Jr. gets 51%. Producer Nikki says, wow, I'm shocked. Why are you shocked, Nikki?
So I really thought that if we put Elon in there, he would basically take the award every time.
RFK?
But they both deserve it. But
I think, well, look, that's pretty close. That's basically a tie. That's within the margin of error, by the way.
yeah, Elon's won before, so let's give
And
someone
also,
else a chance to be awful.
It's worth considering whose malfeasance causes more harm. It's a toss-up.
That's fair.
I don't know.
You know, who's dicking around is more harmful, and that's tricky. Like, I think, you know, privacy, data theft, killing jobs, or telling people they don't need to take a vaccine if you're, I don't know. Like,
Yeah, one is health, right? The vaccine, because we were just in not so long ago a worldwide pandemic. You know what I'm saying?
Both of them do harm. I think RFK Jr. has just, ever since he stepped into the spotlight in these last 10 years in sort of presidential or national politics, and he's really kind of jumped into that spotlight, he has caused harm, as I see it. The information he pushes is harmful.
Yes, but think about Elon Musk is in control of a lot of satellites that can affect wars. That's pretty big. Your connectivity, if you are on Starlink and all of a sudden he decides to cut it off, then you don't have connectivity. You can't use your phones, or you can't use the internet, or whatever it is. And he laid off, you know, the department that he ran for a while, laid off, what, 260,000 people or something like that? That's a lot.
He's a dick.
But that's a lot of power, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
As the kids say, know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Okay. So here's the thing. So second 2, Stephen Miller versus Candace Owens. This is our second round. So our 2 Sour Lemon nominees in the second round. Who should advance? Candace Owens gets 44%. Stephen Miller gets 55%. Now, I know these don't add up quite, you know, but the thing is that there's like some people probably said, I don't really give a shit. Anyways, so there you go. So it's Stephen Miller. So now at the top of the leaderboard are Stephen Miller and RFK Jr.
Stephen Miller has power. He causes more harm.
Is it a soft power too, where he's behind the scenes? Yeah.
He's how do you pronounce it? An eminence gris?
Yeah. Wow. Look at you, fancy. Now let's talk about this, Mr. New Yorker. Do you like musical theater?
Depends.
Do you like do you like Broadway?
Yeah, it depends.
So
like, there were some shows I've seen this season. Like, some shows I don't get, like, why they're popular, and other shows I'm thrilled by. Yeah. But I'm not a musical theater gay necessarily.
Oh my God. George, if I wasn't married, we'd probably be together, because I'm like, when I go to see a play and it's a musical, I'm like, if they sing one more goddamn song, I'm going.
What's with the singing?
Everything is a song. I've got to go to the bathroom. Yeah, I'm going. I'm like, okay, go to the bathroom.
My favorite theatrical experiences have been non-musical.
Yeah. Good night and good luck. Have you seen it?
I was their opening night.
Oh, you're fancy.
Yeah. I sleep with the right people. I sleep with some good people.
Yeah. So I thought it was absolutely fantastic. We were there the night that with Bloomberg. We actually entered with Mayor Bloomberg and his lady friend, which was
I think it's a very important show for the time, and it makes me want to see the movie again. I know it's the exact same story. And did you know, fun fact, the guy who designed the set, Scott Pask, is a friend of mine, and he's up for a Tony, and I hope he wins, because
he better win, because that set is fantastic.
That set is amazing. I wanted to work on that studio. I love that furniture.
Right.
But that studio in Grand Central Terminal, where CBS was at that time in the 50s, still exists in the form of Grand Central Tennis Club.
No.
So for those of you who play tennis in Grand Central Terminal, that's where you're playing.
That's the old CBS set for. Wow. That set is mid-century modern perfection.
Even earlier, because it's got those like tanker desks, those steel heavy as fuck tanker desks.
Yeah.
I had one of those. I used to have one of those heavy chairs. They're called stenographer chairs.
I had one too.
Fabulous. I love them.
Okay, so the reason I'm saying this is because what is going on with Patti LuPone?
Patty's always kind of had an axe to grind from my angle. I know she's very worshipped. Now she's going after
Audra McDonald. But let's explain and then we can talk. So there's a New Yorker profile on Patti LuPone is done with Broadway and almost everything else. And it talks about, she just goes through her thing. And, I know Patti LuPone. I wouldn't say I'm friends with her, but I have seen her out. Like I see her whenever like Clyde Davis invites us to something or whatever, I'll see Patti. She's there. She's like a little bomb with them. And so, but she is for some reason, she's always been feisty. But for some reason, she is going after Audra McDonald, and it has become a thing. Or she mentioned Audra McDonald in an interview, and it has become a thing now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's always
like they're not friendly anymore. And go on.
There's always been a bitterness there. I've always detected with her. Or I'm not the only one. I mean, you just got to like sort of listen to her. At the same time, it's tricky because there are some who have worked with her who just kind of adore her. Others maybe not so much. She's tricky, I would say. Some people, personalities in our lives are easy. Some are tricky. Patti goes squarely into the tricky category. But she's always kind of, this isn't the first time in my memory where she's claimed she's done with theater, and then she goes and does that thing with Mia Farrow. Does Audra have more Tonys than her? Audra's got, I think, 6.
Yeah, I think I thought I sent you guys producers. Did I send you the thing with Audra saying? I thought I sent you the thing with her sitting there with all of her Tonys and her awards, and someone said, "Oh, you know what? I have it. Let me make sure. Let me see if I can find it."
But while you're fine, I'll fill.
Go for it. Seriously,
that Patti has always been like the thing that sucks or not sucks is that in terms of a performance, she does deliver. I saw her Gypsy, and she was amazing. I saw her on Broadway in Masterclass by Terrence McNally, and she played it was non-musical, and she played Maria Callas. She was great. I saw her in another David Mamet play. I can't remember what, with Rebecca Pidgeon. Evita was before my time in New York, but Patty's there's always been a bitterness there. And there was of course, the famous blow up with Andrew Lloyd Webber about Sunset Boulevard. Do you remember that? Like, that was huge. That she was told she wasn't going to be coming to Broadway, or was it London or Broadway? I think she was doing it in London. I don't remember. I don't remember. And then I guess Faye Dunaway had a thing about that too. But Patti just seems really super tricky. And I remember when I was working at Joe Allen in the 90s, I was a youngster in my New York life here. And I was a waitress and a bartender at Joe Allen. And Patti came in. She was doing Masterclass. And she came in between the matinee and evening show on a Wednesday. Some server, and this server, I forget who it was literally fired on the spot. But Patti wanted some coffee, and she said, "We only have decaf." Patti said, "Oh, I would really like coffee." And the waiter said, "You don't need any more caffeine."
No way. I can't find the thing I'm looking for, though.
Yeah. And she was that server was fired right quick.
Okay, so
Audra McDonald, by all accounts, is well liked. I don't know anybody who's got any dirt on her. Like, I'm friendly with her on Instagram. I've never met her, but we like high five one another.
This TikToker is slamming Patti LuPone on the internet here.
Oh, is there
Broadway
something
gay,
else to watch?
so
Oh, good.
you can
Oh,
say I mean this with all
Blakely.
disrespect. Patti LuPone. Her. She don't know what she's doing. Girl, you need more black friends or one son because you know not what you've done. All right? All right? All right? Like, white gays can't fight. Who's gonna protect you, boo? Who gonna protect you? Who gonna check you, boo? Girl. 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 Get your together. Get your together. Get your in this economy, in this climate, bitch. Bye.
Thank you very much.
I love Blakely.
I didn't realize it was
so
Blakely that
much.
we're going to play. Yeah.
Do you know him?
I do know Blakely.
He's
of course.
wonderful.
He's amazing.
He's wonderful.
Audra McDonald is responding, and she is taking the high road.
Here today, there's a New Yorker piece. Patti LuPone says about you, Audra is not a friend. Friend with a D. I know there's a lot of back and forth. Were you surprised to hear that said about you from her? And I'm not trying to start a Broadway dust up here, but I'm wondering how you're processing.
I mean, I don't.
Stop.
If there's a rift between
Gail,
us, it's
pause, please. Gail, I'm not trying to start a Broadway dust up. Come on, Gail. That's the whole thing is about, right? It's a Broadway dust up.
Look, Don. Gail's been to space. Have
That's
you?
right. Have you been to space?
Have you been to space? So give Gail space. All right, continue.
We're going to give Gail some space. So let's let Gail go.
More space because she hasn't had enough.
Back up.
I don't know what
There we go. Perfect. That was it.
the rift between us. It's I don't know what it is. That's something that you'd have to ask Patti about. You know, I haven't seen her in about 11 years just because I've been busy just with life and stuff. So I don't know what rift she's talking about, but you'd have to ask her.
They were in masterclass together.
Yeah. And there is them singing together. And I think it was in masterclass. I sent that to you guys. Let's see. This is it. The one where, look on the one that I sent you guys that says, "There, I fixed it." Did you guys see that one? Where I said, "There, I fixed it."
If they're performing together and singing, we probably can't play that.
Oh, you can't play the music. Is that what it is? Okay.
Yes.
Well, I don't know. Andrew Lloyd Webber might, whatever.
I'll play it without music.
Yeah. That's Patti and that's Audra. And they are together singing. And they're both incredible talent. So anyway.
Amazing.
Yeah. Someone said Gail has not been to real space. Have you been to space? Have you?
Have you been to space? I'd like to send some people to space. I'd like to send people to.
But anyway. This is what Audra is saying to Patti. Audra took it from Mariah. Look.
Audra was classy about it. Very classy.
Said, I don't know her. I don't know her.
I don't know her.
All right, so
very classy. Yeah.
Patti LuPone. All right, up next, people you may not know, but the Chrisleys. Do you know the Chrisleys? This is from, I think it's a USA Network show. I'm not sure exactly what it is, or it's not Bravo. I forget.
Oh, it sounds top shelf.
Yeah. So anyway, they are a reality show TV family. Todd and Julie Chrisley, released from prison after pardons from Trump. Attorney Alex Little said he supplied President Donald Trump with a binder filled with court documents and testimonials to convince him to release the couple. They were charged with things. They're basically saying that everything was built on a lie. I think it was like tax fraud or something. If you go up to the body, that they went to prison for. And they were there, I believe, for like 2 years. They were convicted in a scheme to swindle banks out of tens of millions of dollars, walked free from prison on Wednesday. So, and once they were free, check out the interview.
You want to go first?
That's the daughter on the left, by the way, who has become a real MAGA Trumper and cozied up to the MAGA folks and Donald Trump. And there are people who are saying, reportedly, allegedly, that she somehow paid. This was a paid sort of bribe or to get, her parents released from prison. So the mom is not there, and this is the dad, and they're holding a press conference. Here it is.
She's got
obviously the biggest misconception right now is that I either paid for a pardon or slept for a pardon.
That's something I would.
That's the biggest misconception right now. And if people knew the countless hours and the money and the time that I spent going to DC, literally with not a meeting scheduled. And I just got on a plane and went and said, I'm going to be in the right room at the right time and meet the right people. I fought hard and I was exhausted and I begged for meetings. There was nothing I was never too good to ask. And that's the thing is people think, oh, you're a celebrity, you're white, you have money, that we got an upper hand and we didn't. I had to fight and I was relentless and that's how it happened. Finally, people listened. So for me, that would be something that people just don't quite understand.
I think
You're white. You're a celebrity. You have money. I'm white and I am a celebrity and I have money and I am on I'm on equal footing with everyone. Like everyone could do this. Like, shut up. Oh my God. These are some of the most useless people. You know, dirtbag's gonna dirtbag. I can't.
Oh, come on. She fought hard for this.
I fought hard for this. Even though my dad would have slept with someone for it, like, I totally wouldn't. Like, who are these people? Who are these people? I mean, this circles back actually, Don, to what you were saying about Candace Owens. And you know what? It is amazing what people will do to either get some attention. I've done it, or get $1. Like, it's amazing what people will do.
Yeah.
And how, talent not required. Wow. Oh my God. You want to be something in America, you have no talent? No problem. You want a scumbag, like especially with this president in office, you're good. You're fine. You're fine. You're white, and if you want to if you want to come into this country from South Africa, and as long as you're the right skin tone, come on in. Like, just bitch, please. Like, no.
Okay. All right. That's contestant number. What is that? 5, 6. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3.
We got one left. Number 7.
6. And there's one more. Contestant number 7 is none other. Okay, Lemonheads, are you guys ready for this? Lemon Nation, are you ready for this? Make sure you play this from the very beginning, Andy. This is none other than Jesse, I always get his name wrong. Jesse Waters on the Fox News.
We hired someone from one of my shows, and after the hiring, we look at the social media, and she's photoed with Don Lemon.
No.
And I'm like, you hired this person? It's like it's too late after that.
It's like a terrorist.
It might as well be.
Well, is she still on your team?
No, not the person we hired. I was talking about Lemon. He's a terrorist.
Oh, thank God.
Anyway, this is uncomfortable. If you still work here, I hope you're okay.
No, she's gone.
So now I'm a terrorist on the Fox News. And people wonder when they meet me, they're like, wait, you're way nicer than what I thought. I was like, what do you watch? And they say Fox News. And I go, oh, there you go. Anyway, I can't stand his dumbass. Someone said T-sign says other thing. What say you, George Hahn?
Is Jesse Waters a believer, or is he doing it for the dollar?
Ooh. I think it may be a combination of both. I mean, it's a kind of a weird thing. It's a folks, look, a believer, you mean does he believe in the cause, not a believer in God, right? Because I can't say what if he believes in God or whatever.
Right.
I think he was one of those people that met his wife.
The whole Fox News MAGA, ideology.
Yeah.
Like, is he a believer, or is this for the dollar?
I would say it's both, probably for him. Yeah, I don't know enough about him. I don't watch him enough. He's not someone that I am attracted to watch. Not attracted to at all, not in that way, but I don't want to watch him. There's nothing interesting about what he says. And it's just sort of a smug frat boy. It's the people who we knew in college, the frat boy that even my frat friends hated because they were just like, oh my God, look at this guy. He thinks
look, Don, the older I get and the more into this presidency I get and the more into this like sort of world that we're living in, the less time I have for mediocre, uninteresting, milquetoast, straight white dudes. Because holy shit, I am balls deep in boredom with these guys. Oh my God. That guy, I hope he's taking lots of pictures and putting some money in savings, because my word, he is dull as dishwater.
Yeah, but he'll be
wow.
okay. These are the people.
That's what I mean.
He's gonna.
That's
be
what I
okay.
mean.
I couldn't do that. I could not be mediocre and get to where he.
So full disclosure, the Jessica Tarlov is a friend, and I think she's fantastic, and she does God's work on that show.
I can't stand Jessica Tarlov.
You don't?
No, I'm totally kidding. I love Jessica Tarlov.
I was gonna say that
she's
hurt
the
me.
best. I love that how she stands up. Can you imagine having to go in there every day and do what she does? It might be fun though. I think I would like it.
I think she enjoys it. I think she enjoys it. I think she gets a kick out of it. I think they treat her well, like, but
yeah.
She's
they
a
wouldn't
good,
want me
she's a
on
good
there.
kid.
I would get them every time.
I couldn't do it.
Oh, I could totally do it.
Oh.
I could, and they would not cut me off like sometimes they cut her off or whatever. But she's a good sport. I'm not as good a sport as her. Do you know what I'm saying? She's a better person than I am. Because I would get in there shit.
She is smart. She's got like 78 degrees too.
Yeah,
like she's very smart, very well educated.
Okay. So anyway, ask Harold Ford Jr. about that, Don. Someone, Flo Rents says. Flo Rents, I love that. FLOWRINSE. Flo Rents. Okay, so here we go. That's the last three for the sour lemon of the week. Let's see who is winning, who's at the top of the leaderboard. Lemonheads, are you going to come through? Sour Jesse, someone says, are you going to come through? Or are you going to, who are the three? I can't even remember now. The three of them were Patti LuPone, the Chrisleys, and Jesse Waters. Do we have a winner yet, producers? Do we have a winner? I guess not.
Give me 1 minute.
Don't all.
No, God damn it, now.
George,
you need better staff.
George, I know they're not quick enough. George, tell us what we can do. Where can we see you? What's going on in your life? Talk to us.
I have to share about this because I have to write about it.
Yeah.
I took my very first overnight train trip, like in a private compartment thing on Amtrak.
Oh my God, I love that.
Have you ever done that?
No, I would love to. Not that I can remember, not that I can recall.
I went to Cleveland on the Lakeshore Limited, which originates at Penn Station, Moynihan Train Hall, which is fabulous, and goes to Chicago. And the trip to Cleveland is a 12-hour one. It leaves at 3:40, and I arrived at like 4 a.m. Look, Amtrak is hurting for cash, and it's obvious. Like, because if Amtrak were like our viewing technology, Amtrak is caught somewhere between VHS and standard definition DVD. Like, it's like, oh,
especially if you go to Europe and you see the trains and you ride.
Oh my that's porn. Like the Orient Express makes me
amazing.
Squirt. It makes me squirt. Like it's. That slipped out.
Are you wearing a little plaid skirt and a see-through halter?
Squirt in the skirt, like that.
Are there feet involved?
That slipped out. Aye, Papi.
No,
but
let's go. This was whatever that is.
God, you freaked me out. God,
sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
But yes, Amtrak. I'll just get this out of the way. Amtrak needs cash desperately, clearly, and upgrades. They need new cars. But the experience of slow, unrushed travel, being on a train, the bed part was actually very comfortable. The food was not bad. The dining car, cloth, it was not far off from North by Northwest, but not there either. Anyway,
you were in a Bond movie or something with back
a little bit. A
road
little bit,
train.
but like From Russia with Love or Spectre. I wish.
Yeah.
And I recommend. I would do it again. I guess. Like I might go to Cleveland next year for the film festival. And I could see myself definitely taking the train there and doing that again.
Okay, so here we go. Results are in. You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Patti LuPone gets 12%. The Chrisleys get 40%, and Jesse Waters gets 46%. Okay. Now, Jesse Waters is now up against Stephen Miller. Is that correct? Am I right with that?
Stephen Miller and RFK Jr.
And RFK Jr. So now we have Stephen Miller, RFK Jr., and Jesse Waters. Okay, now put that together, folks. Our bean counters are in the back, or whatever you want to call them, the little people that are counting things up. And then I'm going to tell you, this is what. So look, I would love to do what you're saying as well. I would love to take a trip across country on the Amtrak. I think that would be great.
If Amtrak got some car upgrades, you get an attendant. He takes your dinner order. He does turn down service and turns the sofa into a bed and brings the bunk down. There's a shower.
They do that already. But you want the upgrade. You want a better car.
Yeah, it's so dated. The only outlet was by the sink.
Yeah.
Like there's no the table that folds out. It's got a little chessboard on it. That's cute.
Yeah.
So I could sit and do work and type or read or whatever. It was like it needs a new one. Like it was a little tired.
I like to slow down a little bit.
I love that part of it.
The window and you see America, you see the country.
Love it.
Beautiful.
Loved that.
Did you experience some rain? Because like if you get the sun and the night and the rain, it's just like all perfect. You get everything. And
it did rain.
And when it's snowing, when you're on a train, it is spectacular when that happens. Yeah.
Come on. Yeah.
So here's what I want you to do, George. If you're here, if you're in the city on June 23rd, and this is for all the folks who are in the chat as well, all the Lemonheads, June 23rd, look at us.
The DLs.
At the City Winery. Can you imagine? That is going to be fantastic. We're going to be at the City Winery at 7:30 on June 23rd, DL and DL. We're going to be educating people, especially the men out there from all different ethnicities, because somehow they're going to these fact-free zones and they're not learning what's really, hey, look, I love Trump. He gave me a STEMI check. That came from Nancy Pelosi. And Joe Biden gave you 2. So anyways, we're not going to go and back to ancient history, but we're going to educate some folks. We're going to make you laugh. We're going to, inform and entertain, and we're going to listen as well. So it's going to be fun.
DL's really smart and funny.
Yeah?
I think so, don't you?
Yeah. If you're around, will you come? You should come hang.
Yeah. I'll be around.
Yeah. So anyway, the link is in the top of the chat, or you can just go on the Google machine and Google Don Lemon and DL Hughley, or DL plus DL at City Winery in New York City. And we're going to see what happens here, because George, we may take this on the road. You know what I'm saying?
I like
because
it.
We need that sort of ecosystem on the other side. Okay. Do we have the results yet, team? Bam. No? Bueller? Nobody?
Stand by. I'm juggling stuff. Stand by.
Oh my gosh. My team is definitely not mathematicians. Mathematicians. This is definitely not.
It's the poll is up. We want to give people a little bit of time to vote to make sure that
you guys are
it's
definitely not hidden figures. And
It's tight though. If either one of you want to endorse a sour lemon candidate,
Do I?
Endorse anybody?
I mean, I know the ones who really irritate me are the ones who actually do something of consequence, and that discounts Candace Owens. That discounts because she doesn't matter. Like she's annoying. She's like a fly, but in the grand scheme of things, does Constance Owens matter? Not really.
Is that her name, Constance?
Or Candace? I'm sorry, Constance. I can't believe I called her Constance. Constance, you know what? Constance Fry, Trading Places. Candace Owens. I mean, she's a pain in the ass, but is she hurting it? She doesn't matter. RFK matters in terms of his influence on our lives. Stephen Miller matters. Like a lot of stuff that you see coming out of Trump world and is all Miller, I think. And
Elon Musk matters.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
He does. Elon has sway. What he said. Elon, before he got into politics, and our friend Scott Galloway used to be very critical of this, Elon Musk could alter the markets with a tweet. That's that's not of no consequence. So
yeah,
I'm not a fan.
Here we go. Are you ready?
I am.
You ready for the sour lemon of the week? Now, who do you want to guess? Who do you think it is?
I'm going to guess it's Elon, but
well, I think our viewers are smarter than you think. So Jesse Waters got 16%.
Mm-hmm.
Stephen Miller got 39%.
Mm-hmm.
And RFK Jr. got 44%. RFK Jr. is the sour lemon of the week. Am I correct? That's who it is. Yeah.
Yep.
You are
He's the
correct.
sour lemon of the week.
I
40,
think that's
44%.
more than fair. More than fair, because when you're talking about Robert, you sound like an Edsel getting it from behind. Like, oh my
I
God.
know, but look, I'm not going to make fun of them. He does have an ailment, right? He's got the weak vocal cords, but you don't care. Someone said that Dan Bongino was crying about his wife, and I said, "Are we going to make fun of it?" And all the producers said yes, because he's a terrible person. Oh man,
Wouldn't they? Wouldn't they?
Oh, they would.
Okay.
When they go low, we go to the gutter. That's
When
how
they
I
go
feel.
low, we kick them in the nuts.
Yeah. Well, speaking of nutty, you're quite nutty.
I try.
George Hahn.
Don Lemon.
George, give me your socials.
I am on Instagram and Threads at George Hahn. I'm on TikTok at George Hahn NYC, and I'm on Blue Sky at georgehahn.com.
Blue Sky, you're over on that conservative site over there?
I know. All those MAGA heads, it's so... They should just call it Red Sky.
Oh my gosh. Blue Sky is so liberal. I love anytime you're just like, going to deal with
Here's
the
the what. Here's the what. Then I'll make it quick.
I'm okay with it.
Why I like Blue Sky and not... I can't look at Twitter. On Blue Sky, I get The Guardian and I get NPR. And so like Twitter used to be, I don't know now, but all the people you follow, all the accounts you follow, you can make little sub lists. And I made one called my newsstand. It's called the newsstand. And it's all like, it's like the New York Times, Financial Times, Wall Street Journal, NPR, The Guardian, news sources I like, and it's like a newsstand, literally. And that's the first thing I look at in the morning, and it's in real time. And it's like my little AP Newswire. AP, that's another one I love,
Yeah.
And I like that.
I'm just, I'm not on the Twitter anymore. So I do the New York
Me
Times,
neither.
I do the Washington Post. I will do a little, maybe some Axios, or the Playbook, right? But I'm not that much interested in politics. I just can't anymore. So sometimes I skip those. But I do listen to the Daily, and then I'll go on to the other stuff like Blue Sky or what is it, TikTok or Instagram. But I do not. I got to tell you how my life is 100% improved that I'm not on the Twitter.
Oh gosh, I've been off, I think, for a year. Yeah. And I also, for nothing, but AP News, that their feed and their app, they do a really good job. I gotta say, I'm impressed with them.
Really?
Yeah.
Look at this, George.
This was such a wonderful way to end the week. So much fun, so entertaining, so thoughtful. Heidi, what a nice thing for you to say. Thank you.
Yeah.
That makes my day.
This is what we try to do. We try to slow it down, and everyone may think like, "Oh, this is weird. Why are they just sort of talking here?" Because we're having a conversation, and we're not like, we're just having a good time. So anyway, thank you, George.
Thank you, buddy.
Big applause, George Hahn, everybody. Woo!
You guys.
No, do the other thing. Give me the flush thing. George Hahn, everybody.
What? What other gesture?
You couldn't hear it?
What, the flesh thing?
It was a flushing toilet. You couldn't hear it. I was joking. You had an applause. We applauded you, and then there was a flushing toilet that we put up.
Oh, really?
You can't hear it, maybe.
That's sweet.
Anyway, George, thank you. I'll see you soon, okay?
All right,
my friend. Take it easy. Thank you. Hey, thank you, Lemonation, for such a great week, and thank you for joining us today. Make sure you hit the like, make sure you hit the thumbs up, subscribe. It's at the bottom of your screen, right near the comments. It used to be the Don Lemon Show logo there. And also become a member. So welcome to all of our new members, and thank you for all of your support. We appreciate it. So as I always say, I'm not going to keep you. I'm going to let you go. Have yourself a fantastic weekend. I'll see you possibly here over the weekend, or if not, I will definitely see you at 10 a.m. Eastern time sharp on Monday for Hot Topics. Okay. So take care. Enjoy yourself. Love each other. All right. Turn the TV off. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Your support means the world to us. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to our channel to make sure that you never, ever miss a video. We're live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We drop even more content at 2 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you want more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon community, where you will receive access to special community posts. you'll get exclusive content and members-only live shows. So head over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching. We appreciate your love and your support, and we will